a lot of people commented, hey, you don't even look like an American, you don't even sound like an American, your accent is not from Long Island, you are a fake American. I don't know.
Really?
Well, really?
Okay.
So where are you from?
You're scamming people.
Okay, yeah.
Some time ago, we made a video with Giridhari Prabhu, which went viral. Giridhari Prabhu left America and settled down in India 20 years ago. In that video, he spoke about his simple sattvic lifestyle, love for gardening, and the art of building a mud house. He shared his life experiences and told us about how reading Bhagavad Gita changed his life. While most viewers commented how inspired they were by the video, we also got a few other comments and questions. So, while cooking up a delicious khichdi on the wood stove, we had the chance to chat with Giri about these comments. It was enlightening to hear his thoughtful responses, and we hope he could clear up some misunderstandings.
Hare Krishna. So, some of you may remember this place where I'm right now. It's the place where Giridhari has his garden. And yeah, we're here today again. Giridhari, what are we cooking today?
I don't know. He's the cook.
Oh, he's the cook.
Yeah, on the fire.
Are you just a fire starter?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the menu?
Pretty simple. Just going to do a sattvic khichdi.
Oh, it's already burning.
Sorry?
It's already burning something there.
Already burning?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the seeds are burning.
Okay, Giri. One thing people were saying is only when you're rich you can afford to live simple. You know, you have to have some money to buy land, to actually.
I don't tell that to the poor farmers of West Bengal. We're all living simply. I mean, it's my experience in India is that people are simple, actually. And where we live is, either in Vrindavan or here, surrounded by villages. And the people are simple. And what I've seen with the simple people is that one of the symptoms of people being simple, they share. They're always sharing. They're always welcoming when you go to their house. It's something I've seen commonly. I mean, at least where I grew up, it wasn't like that.
Because some may think, okay, if I'm stuck in my city, I'm stuck with my work. So how do we actually, get some land to get out and live simple?
The desire should definitely be there, like sincere desire. And then the also want us to be really prepared to live simply, like not just to bring your facilities to the forest. Like a lot of small farmers realize it's a lot of hard work. It's not like for city people to become farmers, it's a lot of work. It's actually more work than obviously farmers, who live like this, to just build a mud hut and live on the land. And then like myself, this is not my land, but I had the desire to live like this. And then there was somebody who had the desire to develop her land like this. So because of that, she gave me the facility, kind of free reign, to design and come up with the different designs of buildings, kitchen, bathroom, everything. So this is actually just something I like to do. I don't know if I'm like propagating that everyone should move to the countryside. That's not my thing. That's my thing is that I like to do it.
Yeah.
I like to do it. And therefore, if people ask me about it, I'm willing to talk about it.
The question came up because the people thought you're rich,
People thought so. But that was the whole point, is that I left that lifestyle. I left this lifestyle when I was young, when I saw that the people around me, rich people around me, were not actually satisfied. And so for me, like an internal type of satisfaction was something I was looking for. Like, how does a person be just happy? Like I felt, that happiness is something from within. I can decide to be disturbed about the music, or I can just still be happy, like, because I am happy, because I'm happy to be in the forest. So it's also my choice, I can decide, the way I react to things. So, but I was feeling like people buying more and having more, if they're not happy, then how does a person become happy? I think an intelligent person should start to question. So where does happiness come from, And that's why I started to, move more towards a simple life, just to try to find the inner happiness. And I did find it, obviously, living in balance with nature, living in the forest, and, connecting with, the things that God himself has made.
So basically, you started with nothing, this simple lifestyle. You didn't had like
Yeah, I still have nothing. It's still nothing is mine. Like I'm not saying that like as a saint. Nothing is mine. I mean, nothing is mine. This is not my land, and also I don't know how long I'm gonna be here, but I'm here now, and I have the opportunity, so I'm taking advantage of it. I'm growing as many vegetables as I can. I share, and there's some things we sell. Even that we do by donation. So I'm not like I don't have a big master plan of what means simple living and how people can move from cities, and I don't know how they can do that. I don't have advice for this type of people. But if they already have the hint, like I live in the city, I don't have the money, how is it possible? Well, then it's not possible. No, you have to actually take some initiative also. Look around, look for land, think of where you actually would like to live. But I think people are just think I can't do it, I'm stuck here, this is just how it is, and therefore that's their reality. It's just they're fixed in it. So
everything starts from the consciousness, actually, from the desire.
So,
and
yeah. The consciousness, the intention, like maybe a conception, mental conception that I could have a different life, and then actually start to see how the steps may be possible. So the idea to be like, I want to change, I want to completely change, I'm going to like take a risk, actually taking a small risk. But not everyone can move to the countryside, not everyone can work in the elements in the hot summer and winter,
And not everyone should.
Not everyone should.
The whole point was, I guess, what we were talking about. It's not that he has moved and he is happy and everyone should do it. It's like he has found his happiness living like this, which is important. If others have the desire to do this, the point is that you can.
But yeah, I don't have a big bank balance, and I'm not, I'm not posing as something. I'm not. This is what I'm doing. Someone else's land. I'm working here.
So you don't have a big Harley Davidson standing outside and showing off?
I don't know.
I see you mostly on a bicycle, sometimes on a little scooty now.
Yeah, actually, today my bicycle got locked in the house, so I couldn't get it. But on winter days, especially, cycling is wonderful, and cycling through the village it's nice. Actually, I prefer it.
And another point people raised is, why Bhagavad Gita? Why you choose this path? Did you even read the Gita? Did you even read the Quran? So
Yeah,
and they were like, many were like suggesting also to you, maybe you take a look at this also.
Yeah. Well, when I was, I went from agnostic to bhakta. When I went from being an agnostic, I was an atheist. I just, I believe there's a higher power, but nobody knows. All the religions are speculating or. Anyway, there were certain religions that put me off to following any type of faith, so I was kind of like agnostic in the sense. Then I kind of started, what I can see is a progression of different religions. So it was like with the Native American kind of idea, so that you commune with nature, you kind of read God through nature or God's will through nature by certain signs, things like that. So I started to feel a little bit connectedness with the Creator. And I also I did that. I actually was in college and I dropped out because I felt inside that I'm not satisfied here. And like, we're just going to be like 4 years here and then join the rat race. And I was like, I'm a kid. I didn't really get a chance to decide my future. And like these 4 years are deciding my future. So I kind of just one day woke up and was like, no. This is like, put the brakes on this. I want to think, I want to meet other people from different paths and see, what is my path? It wasn't like, just that I don't want to work, I don't want to get out. I wanted to find what I really wanted to do with my life. So that was already, I felt like this was something internal, something from God. And then, the decision to leave and, like you said, take a risk to travel around. I did have some money at that time, which was not much, a few $1,000s, like $6,000 basically, to travel and live maybe 1 or 2 years, out of my car. Then I started to meet different people. Some talked about reincarnation and karma. The things made sense to me. And as I progressed in the yoga path and different paths, I studied everything. I did read the Quran, and many of the things made sense to me, but I didn't feel it was my path. I could feel that this is not my path. And probably I have done it in a previous lifetime, but that's something that I, built on top of. I gained more knowledge and more information from different religions and different types of meditation that are not included in Christianity and Islam. So these are things that I actually liked, the meditation, the yoga, because I felt that these are mechanical processes which help to control the mind. And when the mind is still, one feels that inner peace, as I was talking about, the inner peace. And therefore I started to feel actually I'm getting connected with the higher being. I can start to feel myself and, connected with a, spiritual energy. And that was something that I didn't find in all of the paths, this direct connection of the living entity, the minuscule living entity, in connection with the infinite, like a direct connection.
What religion did you grow up in?
I grew up in Judaism, so it was, for me, it wasn't. I didn't have faith in it. You can say. I mean, I didn't feel that that's my faith, because I think I didn't really gain any understanding of who is God and what is my connection with Him. So certain things were there, the Passover and different festivals we observed, but I didn't feel any change in my heart from it. When I practiced yoga and meditation, I literally did feel change in consciousness. So for me, that was the one that I went to, because I was like, actually, it's not that I'm going to have to wait until I die to see if I attain heaven or go to hell. I'm going to, in this life, I want to know, am I progressing or not? So I think that was the main thing. A process that you feel change, while you're practicing it, and not just some kind of guarantee in the future.
I can totally relate to what he's saying, in a way that, ultimately the path that you are following, what you are practicing, what the books, what the scriptures say, what other practitioners and gurus say, it needs to ultimately culminate in an inner transformation in your own life. This is the most important thing, I guess.
How's the kitchen doing?
We didn't put any veggies in it, though.
Yeah. I mean, we still could.
We were being interviewed.
Yes.
Yeah, no chemicals, so maybe that's enough for our little kitchen.
Sure.
And there you go. Beautiful, healthy, organic cauliflower. And we can use the leaves also, really nice.
I do have a feeling that it might be too late to put the cauliflower in, but
Really small.
yeah, maybe.
The flame is raging now.
I didn't.
You're all natural, brother.
I was not prepared for the intensity of this fire.
Cooking with Giri. You can make a new episode, like a new series, TV series.
Yeah, I'm into simple cooking. Yeah, not lasagnas and all the fancy stuff is not my thing.
Yeah, but we can make lasagna here. Nope. But that's what the people are arguing about in the comments.
There was something which I found really funny. A lot of people commented, "Hey, you don't even look like an American. You don't even sound like an American. Your accent is not from Long Island. You are a fake American." I don't know.
Really?
Well, really?
Okay.
So where are you from?
You're scamming people.
Okay. Yeah.
From which planet are you?
Actually, the thing is, I think there's a lot of scammers out there, and there's a lot of people who would be scamming if they had the intelligence to do it. So I think they're just projecting. They think everyone's a scammer. I know where I grew up, and you like it or not, that's where I grew up. I'm not trying to impress, or I don't know. I grew up on Long Island, New York. That's where my home is, and you can ask my mom.
That's a good one.
You can ask him.
A lot of people would like to know how long actually you've been in India.
22 years. I learned Hindi, can speak some Bengali also. So yeah, I live here almost half my life. So, am I Indian? Am I American? Who cares? I don't care. That's not my goal to prove I'm something that I'm not. I'm here. Working in this little land which is not mine. I'm not making up stuff. Whatever we did in the other video, it's all true, and we didn't anyway state so many facts. So I don't know what's the people can doubt. It's okay. I don't know, but we didn't do anything. We didn't make a fake video. We made a video of what I'm doing here. That was the thing, of a project. You can see that we did build a mud house. You can see that it didn't collapse in 2 rainy seasons or whatever people said. We do have some idea. There is ancient technology that we followed. So people have been. Americans are still building cop buildings all over the place.
People are curious to know. You could have done so much social work with the money that you or your family had. You could have given it to charity. Why did you not do that? So yeah, what are your thoughts or views about that?
So are all rich people? Are all the sons of rich people? They're all giving in charity. Like I can just take my father's money, and it wasn't my money. My bank balance is. I don't know if people do that. The fathers and sons have joint accounts where the son just freely spends his father's money as he likes, because we didn't do that in my family. My father, my brother, and my mother, everyone has a separate bank account. We all live in different parts. They all live in different parts of the States, and I live in India. India is my chosen place because of the way that it runs. There's lots of rules that most countries have rules, right? But Indians don't always enforce them. And in some ways, it's actually because people have a heart in India. So, like, if someone's not really hurting anyone else, then they're just like these people. They're making music now. They're having a dance party. It's disturbing, but it's not really hurting. It's not violence. So the police are not coming. It's illegal, actually. And there is laws against it, but they're not stopping it.
You feel some kind of more freedom here.
Much more freedom, in the sense that people are not so rigid and they're not disturbed if the rules are broken. That's something I really do like about India. I'm not saying it's anarchy, that there's no rules. I'm saying that they have these underlying rules, So I think that that's something I did like about it. It's much more relaxed. And people deal each other much more in friendly dealings, So.
But what was your main reason to come to India? Like, it was not the
main reason
freedom.
the reason I came was because
some Americans would say I feel quite free actually in my country, also in my place where I live.
Yeah, it's possible, but I mean, just the way that Indians are in general, they're really, I don't know. The Indian people are very nice. So I came here because of being a devotee. So I wanted to see the holy places that we learn about in the scriptures. And then when I came to India, and I just really like the people. I like the place, and I think a lot of people experience that also. Like the actual Indians, the way they are, their curiosity. I find a lot that even grown-up Indian people are much more like children in their heart. There's, in that sense, again, the simplicity. That we've seen people like in business suits dancing with their arms up, like completely wild in the kirtans in Vrindavan. And I just felt that's something it's really nice about the Indian people in general. Much more simple in heart also. Because they're also family oriented, so they quickly take people that they like, kind of as a family member. So many things I do like about India. And I guess there's more things I like about India than I don't like, so that's why I'm still here.
How do you feel about India?
Well, India is complex, India is crazy, India is complicated, India is chaotic, but India is unlike any other place in the world. I mean, I'm biased, but I've also traveled the world. I've been to more than 40 countries, so it's not that I have some rosy vision about, oh, my India is great and everything about India is great. Of course, it has its problems and challenges, and it has a lot of scope for further development in a lot of areas. But yeah, India is my home, and especially when it comes to spirituality and spiritual growth, I think the whole world looks to India for guidance, for inspiration. So yeah.
So how's the kitchen doing?
Khichdi looks pretty good. It smells wonderful. I think we are almost done. Few people commented that, oh, this is what all Westerners do. Criminals, scammers, they run away from their country and come hide in India. So I would like to personally assure everyone who's watching that Giridhari Prabhu is not a scammer, is not a criminal, and he's a lovely human being.
This is probably done. What do you think?
Well,
I think if we just let
it simmer. Sure. And
I'm gonna take it off the flame, like put the flame down.
I would just like to quickly put a chance in.
You didn't put a chance in?
No, because it burns so quickly. Everything.
Okay, do it.
So,
Just put some spices. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll put.
Okay, that's interesting.
Fire.
He's making the chunks literally on a spoon.
Yeah. This is how we do it in our households.
Is it?
Yeah.
This I really never seen.
Maybe bring it down here, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible. You just like stick it on the coals there. Can you do that? Try not to touch the door so you don't get your jacket.
Oh yeah. Now you're talking.
No, it's funny. It's making the chunks literally on the coal.
Yeah, this is something also I found in India, that They don't always need to have like a fixed way of doing things, like anything that works. So like, yeah, like, he's cooking the thing right now in the oven. It's kind of unconventional. A lot of the things they do in India is unconventional, which is, yeah, I do like that. Yeah. Woohoo!
That's it.
Okay.
Should I tell you something?
So we just let it simmer?
Should I guys, should I tell you something?
What?
I'm super hungry.
Back on the fire, on the coals, and stay hot for hours.
It smells so nice.
The best thing for this weather. I got the chili. I'm the winner.
He always gets the chili.
This one got all the tomatoes here.
Okay. Mino, come. Sit and eat.
Mahaprasad ki.
Mahaprasad ki jai.